Hey YouTube, 79 Hurst Olds guy here once again. So in my previous video on the Crosman Medalist 150, I believe I mentioned or said something about, I think that was my last gun. Well, going out into my garage, I was looking through various areas and I ran across this one, which is another old Crosman, and I kind of lost track of it and kind of forgot I even had it. But it's a very neat gun, and I thought I'd bring it to you just to show it to you. It is a Crosman 130, so it is a 22 caliber. But this is the first variant, and there was two variants in this model, but this one, well, I'll open it up for you here. It's a pneumatic / pumping pistol versus the Crosmans, which were CO2 powered. And it has the wood grips, etc. This was made from 1953 and 1954, and you can see it's a very nice gun. The breech housing here is aluminum, obviously the end cap, and then part of the front sight is as well. The paint finish on it, it's kind of got a crackle type paint, and I guess depending on lighting, kind of a semi-gloss look there to it. There is no, as in the earlier videos I showed you, a serial number or ID number in the breech cover. There is none on this particular gun. There is, however, a serial number which is stamped here on the very back, and it runs start and then finish right over here on the end. And the only other marking would be the Crosman 130 in Fairport, New York. Overall, very nice. There is some little missing areas here and in the back on the bottom here, but just a beautiful gun. I did reseal it, and it does shoot. It does fire. This is the fingertip recocking right here. And let's see here, you can see it moves back and forth. And when it's back, it's essentially opening up the valve, and if you might hear the air push through, and it did, it just came out. So the fingertip part would be literally taking this and then pushing it forward, and you may have saw the trigger move forward as well, which has now sealed the valve, and it can be pumped up and then fired after obviously a pellet was put into it. So that's the fingertip. Some of the old rifles and stuff I'll show you in the future have what they call auto recocking, where you had no manual input to actually cock them. It was all done in the internals. But very nice gun. There was a second variant to this gun, which was started in 1955, and that particular variant ran until 1970. Difference between that, if I remember correctly, it did not have the aluminum breech cover or the aluminum end pieces here, and had, rather than the wood grip, I don't even think it had wood grips on the back. I know it had a solid metal piece that ran for the front pumping arm here. And in my opinion, I prefer the wood. It just looks, I don't know, so much classier, I guess, for lack of a better description. The wood, of course, wood can wear, chip, crack, and obviously the metal would not. So I guess it could be a reason for the change there. So metal is not going to do that. This one did come with, as they describe here, the revolutionary new valve. Well, the previous gun, I want to say it was the model 105 and 106. The valve, Crosman was having a problem. People were over pumping the guns, and the more you pumped it, the harder the trigger got. And if you over pumped it, so at some point apparently it would not fire, or it would fire very weakly, or the gun would just essentially seize. So they changed up the valving, and so now they've got the advertisement, I suppose. I'm not sure if this actually came with the gun to be put up in the store, or if this was just something that was put in at some point in time over the gun's life. One little thing I might mention, when I took the gun apart, I had a piece actually break on me, and so just in case if you were so inclined to do so, just be aware of this. This little piece right here fits. This the cocking, fingertip cocking little lever here screws into this portion right here, and so that's, that's inside the tube. And then this port here is what broke on me, and unbeknownst to me, I didn't know. I was unfamiliar with the gun, so I tried to pry this out and used various lubricants and stuff like that. It didn't work, and obviously it ended up breaking, and you can still see the piece in there, and I had to buy a new one, well, 2 new pieces actually, to be able to get the gun working. So just something to be aware of if you were to buy one and you take it apart, and all of a sudden this thing, they should pull easily apart, and if it doesn't, well, you may end up breaking it, much like I did. So anyway, thank you for taking a look here. Very much appreciated, and hopefully you'll be back to see my next video. Thank you.